Hello everyone and welcome to Werven's World in part 4 of my tutorial series of X3 Terran Conflict, where today we will be hunting our first Derelict ship. So it will be a fair amount of flying. In the meantime we will also upgrade our ship a little bit, but there will be quite a bit of pieces that I will just fast forward through while putting the exact gates that I'm taking as annotations in the video as well. So let's get started. So this is a system where I should explain something. So I've got this real space graphic enhancement mod, and in your screen this will look very different. This will look as if there is a nebula. You're flying through a dust cloud, right? However, this mod gets rid of that dust effect, but it still emulates as if you would be in a dust cloud. So at the moment I don't see any gates, right? So my vision is extremely limited. So you just have to kind of search for the gate. I happen to know I have to go to the eastern gate, and we are at the moment in the south, so I will kind of fly there. If you can't find it though, one other tactic you can use is to follow NPC ships, because each ship has its own destination. Here's one flying past me. And you can actually follow them if you think they're going in the right direction. So these ones there, they're kind of flying eastwards, right? So if we follow those, we should arrive at the gate. The biggest problem of following ships like this is that often they're just extremely slow. So now, as you can see, this one is going 57 meters per second, even though we can go 276. And once we get close to that ship, we will decelerate as well. So, but it's kind of going into a certain direction, and then we can just fly on our own to the same direction, right? And there you can already see the reticle of the gate. But yeah, as normally there's a nebula here, we don't have much vision at all. And there it is. So that's a very valuable tactic, to actually follow other ships to gates if you can't find them. That works out in many cases. And this system will be a bit the same. It will be a very green cloud to fly through, and basically, well, you just don't see anything, right? And this is the system where we can actually upgrade our scanning range. So in a traces cloud, we can buy a triplex scanner. Because at the moment, our scanning range is really small, which means we only know what things are once they get very close to us. However, with a triplex scanner, we can increase this range to about like this, something like a circle like this, so it's way bigger. And for that we have to find a military base, and I think it's somewhere there, but I'm not entirely sure. But let's try and find it. Yes, there we found it, the military outpost. That's where we want to go. As you can see, normally there would be a cloud here, but now it just gradually appears. That's one of the negatives of this mod, I think. I kind of like the clouds as well. But for the rest it looks beautiful, so I choose to keep it. So now we're docking at the military station, which is a boron station, which is another race in this universe. And we don't have much reputation with the boron at all, but for some reason they still don't mind selling us a triplex scanner, and it only costs 9,000 credits, and we've got 100,000 since we've sold the other ship we had. So let's buy one. There we go. And let's see, is there anything else we want? Nah. So we can undock, and now you can see our scanning range. It's so much bigger than it was before. At first it was like this, and now it's humongous. So we can find stuff much easier. So let's go north to Rolk's Fate. There we can actually already see it. It's over there, behind that other ship. There, Northgate, Rogue's Fate. Oh, so many ships in this system. Lots of traders. And there's also some aggressive ones there. So if you come too close, they might actually attack you. So let's not go close there. Let's just go on our peaceful way to Rogue's Fate. So this is a nice system to explain gates. As you can see now in the universe map, we've already discovered a fair few systems, but not every system has to have 4 gates. For example, Rogue's Fate only has 2. The southern one, which we just came through, and the northern one to Menelaus Frontier. As you can see here, there's like this beeline that goes there. So you could, if you couldn't find it, you can just follow trading ships towards that gate. Yeah. Now we're in Menelaus Frontier, and that's actually where the Derelict ship is hiding. So they're not very easy to find. You kind of just have to know where they are or do a lot of exploring in a lot of systems. But they're close to those asteroids, so let's fly there. And I've never really been able to figure out if you can see on the map itself if something is a derelict ship. Because now you see this reticle there, right? So there's a ship there. But here, there's nothing really special. It says here Tuken Hauler. That's kind of probably the only way you can see it. It only says the ship type. It doesn't really say what it's doing or anything like that, or any race or something like that. That might be a way of kind of finding out what it is, but of course that requires knowledge of what the naming options are, so it's not always easy. But we know that the Tuken Hauler is a derelict ship, so let's go find it. Let's not crash into the asteroid. There we go. It's a really nice hauler ship. And I think it looks really cool as well. There! Let's get a bit more close. So this is a ship that doesn't have any crew, doesn't have anything, it's just floating there. And there's a couple of those around in this universe. We will go for another one pretty soon. And how you claim them is you eject. Yes. So now we're just the astronaut. And then you get closer by until claim shows up. I think that's within 50 meters. I could be wrong. I haven't played for a bit, so I don't know the details anymore. No, maybe a bit closer. There. Claim. So now the entire ship is ours. So that's really nice. However, it isn't really upgraded yet, so it's still very slow and it doesn't turn very nicely and it doesn't have perfect cargo space yet. So we want to upgrade it. And one place we can do that is at that Argon equipment dock that we started this tutorial at. So we can send it there and then we can kind of upgrade it to ship. However, I'm not going to send it yet, and that's for one reason, and that's that the pathfinding in this game is unfortunately not perfect. So if we're in the system and we're going to send this ship somewhere, it might just crash into this asteroid and be destroyed, and then we just lose it forever, which would be really sad. However, if you give it orders when you're in another system, then the autopilot kind of ignores asteroids. They can kind of fly through them without dying. So that's just kind of a failsafe in order to not lose a ship, just to be sure. So I am going to fly through Ceus Baxoid here. If the autopilot can figure this out. No. I'll just target it and go there myself. it has some troubles with flying around weird objects. So I'm just going to go there. So now we've got 2 ships again. We've got our own Discoverer and we've got the Tucson Hauler, which is a really nice ship. We'll be using that for a fair bit, but not yet. There. So I will be docking at a station now because you might remember you cannot save this game at all in space. This is all grayed out unless you buy salvage insurance, which you can buy at some stations. I'll show that later. You can also save by docking at stations, so be sure to do that fairly often, because if, for example, while claiming the Tucson I would have crashed into an asteroid, I would have to go back to my previous save, which was all the way at the military station where we bought the triplex scanner. So be careful with that. Do save a lot. It's really worth it. So now we can go to our Tucson Hauler. And we can send it to that equipment dock in order to let it fly there already, because it will take a lot of time for it to fly there. First of all, because, well, it is in Minas Frontier, but it has to fly all the way to Argon Prime. And it's a very slow ship at the moment, because it's not upgraded at all yet. So it will basically take a long time before it's there, and in the meantime we will start searching for another ship. But we will do that in the next episode, so hope you find it useful and see you next time.